Hey guys, it's Ryan here with Digital Plumber. Hope you're doing well, and coming at you with another video. So when around here when we meet new clients, let me make sure I'm there. We go. Uh, when we talk to new clients, we'll get a phone call, we'll get an email from a lot of companies uh, all across the country, right? So this thing seems to hold true, and they usually what we find is these companies have done a few things right. They've done their own due diligence. They've done their own things like, hey, they've built a website, they've got a logo, right? They're kind of piecing together these bits and pieces to try to make their company grow and develop a cohesive marketing strategy. Uh, Usually what we find though is that all these businesses have something in common. And so we just thought we'd come at you, try to help you understand what the good businesses have in common versus what the ones you're struggling to figure it out have in common. And I'm going to say it, and it's going to sound really simple, and it really comes down to this. A website is not a marketing strategy. Okay, I'm going to say that again. A website is not a marketing strategy. Now, it can be part of the marketing strategy, right? It makes sense to have a place where customers can find you, and they can connect with you, and they know your hours and the phone number and the services you provide. But in general, a lot of companies that we speak with, especially when they're early on, right? They're trying to get to the $1 million a year mark in sales, or they're trying to go from 1 to 2 million a year. They kind of lean on the website almost verbatim as the sum of their marketing strategy. So they'll say, hey, we got this website. Maybe they've spent thousands and thousands of dollars for a website that's not really effective for them, but that's the one place they go to. Or if they're not doing that, then they're trying to do other things, right? They're saying, hey, we got that, and we also got this yellow page, the Yellow Pages ad, or maybe we got, one of the tabletops at a Mexican restaurant in town. So we want to talk about how to actually make a more effective marketing strategy, because a website by itself is part of it, but it's left to its own devices, it's going to fail. It's not made to be the end-all, be-all. And anyone who tries to say something to you or sell you something else, they're giving you just bad advice. So here's the trick. A website for a lot of industries is the point where it's the equivalent of a brick and mortar storefront. So if you go back to 1970, 1980, it was really common in most cities in America to open a business, you hang your shingle outside, and maybe you go door knocking to get some business, and you advertise in the phone book. But basically, people would drive by, they'd see you there, they'd talk about you, and they go, oh, well, I remember driving by that company and saw their sign, so let's call them. And that was the extent of the decision process. Today, your customer is more sophisticated, they're more technologically adept, and they're going to use more pieces of information to find you. And that could help you or that could hurt you. So the trick with the website, it's kind of the baseline. You definitely want to make sure you have it, because if somebody says, hey, I'm looking for a plumber or looking for an HVAC company, even before they contact you, chances are they're going to be looking for a website for somebody who can do those services. Maybe they're looking for someone who can do the service of their furnace, their specific make of furnace. Maybe they're looking for somebody who's can do financing as a part of their terms, or they specialize in commercial service work. They're going to go to your website to find those out. And if your website doesn't make that information easy to find for them, accessible, if it's not focused on the end user, chances are they're going to find a competitor site who is focused on them. So let's pause real quick here. One of the most important things to keep in mind is your customer is not looking for your company as much as they're looking for a solution to their problem, right? They don't really care about your name or logo or how many years you've been in business. They really want to know, can you solve their problem? So the website's a great way for you to proactively reach out and say, yes, you can solve the problem. Your water heater's on the fritz, we can solve your problem. Your air conditioner's not cooling, we can solve your problem. Hey, your sewer lines need replaced, we can solve your problem. Because people are looking for solutions to their problem. In fact, we actually just recently on our website wrote a good blog about how Google has changed the way how people are searching for you. So if you want to, we'll put a link in the description here, but if you want to check more into that, it's really fascinating to know how people are actively searching for solutions to problems. So a website is a starting place. It's not the ending place for your customer, and it shouldn't be the ending place for your marketing strategy. It should be kind of the baseline, almost the bedrock, to make sure that just like a brick and mortar was essential in the 80s, a great website is important now. So there's a few pieces of information that make that possible. They want to know your hours. They want to know what type of services you provide. They want to know how they can get a hold of you so quickly. And knowing that more than half of all your customers are going to be on a mobile device, like a smartphone, those things should be push to call. So they see the phone number, they tap on it, and it should be able to immediately connect them to your phones. So it's important to think that way. It's also important to think about, so that's websites, to support your website with other pieces of marketing. So that includes with other digital pieces, right? So some great options would be things like social media, right? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Yelp. Surround your website with these other sort of social connectors because people are going to be looking to those for ways to engage. The trick is you might not see direct pieces of information, like you might not see direct sales resulting from your Twitter feeds. The problem is, or the benefit is that it's going to be more ways for people to touch you, and it also helps support the legitimacy of your website. So when you have a Twitter feed and it's pushing your website's benefited digitally through the practice of search engine optimization, SEO. So there is an intangible benefit to having those sorts of connections. Yelp is one of the go-to for most consumers in the service industry. You have to be present on Yelp. The people on Yelp are sophisticated buyers. They expect timely responses, and they will compare your services with your competitor services, and you want to make sure that you stand out. Social media is a great way to engage more customers where they are in the terms that they're communicating with. So you have websites, you have social media management. Another great tool would be things like pay-per-click, right? So this would be Google AdWords, this would be Bing ads, ways that it's an on-demand search where people are actually, as they're putting in a search term, you're actually bidding for the right for your ad to show up for those specific terms. Downside is it costs you money for every time somebody clicks on your site. It doesn't cost you any money if nobody clicks on your ad. But over time, the price you pay if nobody clicks goes up and up and up. Versus if you take care of your customers, right? If your website is focused on the customer who's doing the search, then your cost per click goes down. We also have more videos on that. You're welcome to subscribe to this channel, and you'll always have access to that information as it comes out. So you have those, but you also have, so there's digital ways to prop up your website, right? So you have website, you have social media, you have pay-per-click methods, but you also have traditional streams of advertising, which by themselves are not the most effective, but when you start lumping them all together into this well thought out mix, it starts being really powerful for your company. So these could be things like direct mail. Direct mail right now has about an average of 2% response rate. Maybe for your own metrics, say, hey, we're going to do 1.5%. And when we say response rate, we mean for every 100 pieces of mail at a 1.5 response rate, you can expect one person to contact your company. So that's kind of an industry-wide. It doesn't matter what city you're in or what state or what time of year. 1.5, 2% response rate is considered very good in direct mail world. Some companies can do a little bit better if they know how to optimize it, some a little bit less. So you start thinking about, okay, are those values, are those mixes good for you to do direct mail? Other things like door hangers. Door hangers are about 1%. So if you spend $500 to get 5,000 door hangers made, man, you get 1 to 10 of those coming back to you at a 1%. They start paying for themselves really quickly. And if you connect them to your website, right? Hey, go to this website, you'll redeem the special coupon and you'll be able to get your service. Now all of a sudden you're maximizing all your channels. You're saying, hey, we're not paying per click on AdWords, but we're knowing that we're in this area anyways. We're going to put this door hanger on their house. They're going to go to our website, they'll get this coupon, they'll be able to redeem that for service. That gives you a leg up. The trick is, as your company grows, start thinking about how you can actually use different marketing channels to grow your business. If you're under $1 million a year, focusing on a billboard probably doesn't make a lot of sense. Billboards are incredibly expensive, and they have a very low conversion rate. They're in the ballpark of 1 to 10,000 conversions. And what that means in the world of marketing, so you hear conversions, and sometimes we don't know what that means. For every 10,000 eyeballs who sees one billboard, one of those becomes a lead prospect. So they might not contact you, but they'll probably go to your website. So you have to have a lot of eyeballs in your area seeing that billboard over and over and over for you to get 1 or 2 or 10 leads. If you're over definitely over a $4 million company, billboards are a really effective way to grow your reach, right? They expand you to more audiences, get you out in front of more people, and they become, over time, the thing that helps you gain branded search interest and not just non-branded search results. So those things are all good. I realize we're probably talking a little bit techie, a little bit complicated stuff. If we can talk through it with you and kind of help decode what some of these terms mean, like, hey, what is a conversion rate? What does that mean? How do you optimize a website for SEO? Tell me more about pay-per-click. We'd love to know. Just leave a comment in the field below or reach out to us at info@digitalmarketingforplumbers.com. You can go to our website, obviously. There's all types of free tips there. We have our blog that's continually updated. And like us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, because we're always trying to give you more information that you can use to help grow your business and find more customers, which means you make more money. So that's it for me today. Hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, again, looking forward to hear from you. Tell us in the comments below. We do this for you. We want to make sure that we're giving you information that you want to know that's helpful for you. So if this information was helpful, great, let us know. If you really want to hear about something else, we want to hear about, hey, what are some other great traditional advertising streams that we could look at? Let us know. We want to be able to help you and give you as much content as possible. So I hope you guys are doing well, and we'll talk to you next time.